My name's Elaine Friend. I'm here with my friend Doc, my kitty, having a snooze. And I am here to talk about this very important topic, at least for me, discovering joy. I have been thinking really hard about what is it that we need to navigate and thrive through the holiday season. As highly sensitive people, we're noticing more, we're thinking more, we're feeling more, we're processing more deeply. Ah, with so much more awareness of others that it makes it really challenging to know sometimes, at least for me, it makes it hard to know exactly what it is that I need to be my best self as we navigate this era in our lives. Well, I decided that what we really could benefit from, what I could benefit from, forget it. You all are invited, but it's really all about me. On December 13th, 2023, I'm hosting a day-long retreat for highly sensitive people called Discovering Joy. In it, we're going to talk about joy practices. There are many, many joy practices, and I'm going to offer you one right now, and just a little miniature one. But I think it's so, no, I know, not I think, I know. It is so hard to be focused on all this pressure of the outside world and still find that joy in our own hearts. I just led my Sensitive Sisters Circle, which is a circle of highly sensitive women that meets once a month. And we were talking in that circle about sort of the angel and the devil on your shoulders here. Not to be so binary. I have many little voices in my head. I'm not schizophrenic, though some people are. I still have all those inner voices that come from my childhood and from my environment. But my angel and my devil, this person is saying, "Oh, you should do more. You should be normal. You should." It's the shoulda, coulda, woulda voice. The shoulda, coulda, woulda voice is that one that makes you feel whatever, no matter what your choices are, they're wrong or they could be better. So your first discovering joy intervention is to quiet, give them a nice little caress, and quiet the shoulda, coulda, woulda voice. I ban shoulda, coulda, wouldas in my life and in my practice as a consultant and psychotherapist. I really, really am not into them. Now, as a highly sensitive person, I have lots of great ideas, and I might say, you should come and do a day-long retreat on December 13th because it will give you a chance to step back from your overwhelming life and prepare your heart and mind and body for going into the change of the year, the change of the season, all these big changes that are coming. That's a should. So I don't want to say it that way, but as a sensitive person, I tend to have so many great ideas for you that I will often tell you that you should do this or you should do that. But I'm not welcoming that voice in my own head. I always say to sensitive youth, use your power for good, not evil. And where does a highly sensitive person tend to use their power, their super thinking, feeling, noticing brain for evil? Toward themselves. That's what we do. It's really sad. So use your power for good, not evil. And now give the angel voice, that voice who says, you're different. Thank goodness you're different. It's a blessing. It's a gift to the universe that you were born. You're one of the 20 to 30% who are born with this more active and reactive brain. We need the leadership of sensitive people. We call it emotional leadership. We cry more easily. We find joy more easily. If your childhood is rough, you're living in a stressful environment right now, say going into big, big, huge family holidays, then you might find the joy a little harder and harder to access or harder to discover. And people around you are going to be acting all jubilant. If they're not highly sensitive, they're not noticing all the little things. And so you might feel like there's something wrong with me because I'm not easily joyful. No, there's nothing wrong with you. It's that noticing, all that noticing and processing. You're going deep. The world is a little bit messed up right now. It's a hard place, and that's okay. It's okay. And remember that whole thing. I say this in my landing page that I'm going to share with you below about how to sign up for this day-long retreat. If you're not a member of Are You Highly Sensitive, Are You Highly Sensitive is 4 years old next month. I've been doing these master classes and holding this community for 4 years. I never in a million years would have thought I could do it. And I'm so pleased and thrilled and so grateful to everyone who's ever been a part of this membership community and attended these master classes and given me amazing questions to answer live. I'm so grateful for all of that, that I'm having this retreat. It's free for members of Are You Highly Sensitive? So join the community and come to our day-long retreat. If you're not up for that, you can, of course, purchase a ticket, and there'll be a link in the notes for how to do that. Okay. So one of the things I say in that video on that landing page, I'm going to say here again, which is we hear it all the time these days, neurons that fire together, wire together. So when we put all of our focus on, this voice, the shoulda, coulda, woulda, that inner critic, we also can be pretty critical to those about those around us, about our society, or we go into fear and overwhelm because the world is such a mess right now. When we go to those places, what happens is they get stronger. And that's why I decided to call this retreat Discovering Joy. And in it, although we're going to do some guided meditations, some writing prompts, some small group discussions, we will talk about obstacles to joy in this era of our lives, whatever era you are in, whatever age and stage you're in. And we're also going to talk about how to expand, find, discover, and expand joy, because we want to wire those neurons to fire more often. Sometimes when I'm out in the dominant culture, the main world, I'm looking out my front door, I can't do it. It's so difficult for me. But I'm going to change that to better language, another small joy practice. I can't do it yet. I can't maintain my joy lens. I can't have my joy lens on all the time yet. Up until now, I've gone out and had the negative lens on. So that yet and that up until now, that's a joy practice, because it means that there's room for change and growth. And we will together. So all I'm asking is that you save the date, December 13th, starting at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, and then do the translations, because I know that many of you are in Europe or Australia, or all over Japan, and with followers Indonesia. So all of my friends all across the world, do your time translation, and find you don't have to be there the entire time, though I strongly recommend it. And if you could take that whole day and night and reserve it for just you, maybe you could be in silence. I'm going to teach a little bit about how to be in silence while living in community, because many of us are living with families. And if you could take that day to be in silence, it will change your life. It really will. And you might actually get so good at it and so comfortable with it that you decide that you are going to continue to do this once a month for the rest of your life. Oh, amazing. Oh my gosh, I get a chill thinking about just doing it for myself, much less all of you doing it. If we all did that, we highly sensitive people all took one day in silence and self-care and retreat once a month, we would change the world, because we would create a whole different kind of firing of our neurons. Okay, one last discovering joy practice. This is something that I have learned to do, and I have to thank the pandemic for it, because before then, I didn't know that I was almost always frowning, because my relaxed face, now I'm at the end of my 50s, and just beginning to start my sixth decade of life. No, as I just completed my sixth decade. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I've just turned 59 this week. And so I have a little, I have gravity has taken its toll on my face. So that's part of it. I understand. That's fine. And I just noticed that when I'm my most empathic, compassionate, caring self, this is what my face looks like. See how the corners of my mouth are turning down? I didn't know that that was what I was like, what I looked like when I was talking to people, hearing their stories. And it's great. I often in a therapy session cry with my clients because I'm so touched emotionally by their stories and their growth and their challenges. And at the same time, if I'm always allowing my mouth to be like that, I'm missing out on those smile endorphins. So, all I'm going to ask you to do in this last small mini joy practice to get us warmed up for our day long retreat is just to turn the corners of your mouth up. It doesn't have to be dramatic. And it's actually good face yoga, face exercise to turn the corners of your mouth up. So, if it's hard for you to do it, then that's okay. What you could do is just close your eyes for a moment and think of somebody that you love unconditionally, that's easy for you to love. Maybe it's a child or a lover. Maybe it's your dog. Or maybe, just maybe, it's someone who passed away that you're missing, but you just love them so much. So close your eyes for a moment and picture that person. If you'd like to put a hand over your heart, you could do so. And just breathe in their face and their energy. And breathe out your open hearted love for them. And now turn up the corners of your mouth and just a little secret smile, a little feeling of pleasure. When we turn up the corners of our mouth, it's the same as smiling, no matter what we're feeling inside. Maybe it's not as good as a good belly laugh, but your little secret smile, just engaging the corners of your mouth, it causes your brain to release some feel-good chemicals. So, I used to hate when I was a young woman. This doesn't happen to me very often anymore. And I'd be walking down the street and somebody would tell me to smile. And, it was always a little, it was almost always, yes, always a man. There was always some kind of, power over in that question or that statement. And it made me so angry. You know what? That was my higher power talking to me, telling me to smile. And my higher power was right. So for your last mini joy practice today, turn up the corners of your mouth and imagine that person or that pet, somebody that you love unconditionally, and allow the love and the pleasure to bring just a little more authenticity to that little secret smile. This is Elaine, friend, and I look forward to you joining me in discovering joy. And I hope that you will, wherever you see this message, please share it widely because there's nothing more important than nurturing the hearts and minds of highly sensitive people. Youth are welcome at our retreat. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.